Today, we're going to talk about something a lot of my clients struggle with, and I'm sure a lot of you do too. And that is how to make sure your healthy lifestyle, healthy eating, and real results do not completely get erased when you go on a vacation or travel. Now, this is very normal because oftentimes if we have a trip plan, that is a motivation for us to get in shape. So we go all in on our diets, our activity, and everything. And then we start to get results and we get into a really good routine. And then we go on the vacation or trip and it kind of all goes out the window. And I really want to help you not have that happen. And I promise you, it's easier than you think. So this video is going to give you some really important tips and strategies to make sure you stay on track during vacation, but also enjoy yourself and enjoy the culture. So when we're talking about traveling and staying on track with our diet, there's good news and there's bad news. So I'm going to start with the bad news first. The bad news is your vacation is not a free pass to eat whatever you want and completely stop exercising and let your diet just fall by the wayside. So don't feel that it is. I feel like a lot of people do. They have all of these good, healthy habits and they go on vacation and they think, hey, I'm just going to let it go while I'm on vacation. But I'll tell you, it makes it so much harder to get back on track when you do get back home and you want to get back into your routine. Not only that, you start to feel really bad about yourself when you get home. You feel shame, you feel guilt. And so just by giving a little bit of effort during your vacation, it makes things so much easier when you get home. Now, here's the good news. You can enjoy yourself, feel good, stay connected to your health, and enjoy the culture and having some fun. Now, of course, we want to enjoy ourselves, but the whole trip does not need to revolve around food. A lot of times we might be going places where food is a huge part of the culture and we want to enjoy that. If that's the case and it's more food centered, then you want to make sure you plan around the food. Now, if it's more of a lifestyle centered, like somewhere tropical, then you want to plan around the lifestyle. So when you decide on where you're going and you know where you're going, start to have a strategy in place. And there's things that we're going to talk about that you're going to do. But either way, whether it's lifestyle oriented or food oriented, you want to think about where you're going to eat ahead of time and start planning your meals. You don't just want to take it day by day. You want to have some preparation done ahead of time. So one of the things you can do is go to this local market and get some healthy fruit or things that you can have on hand, whether it's eggs, cheese, some sort of protein and fruit, just to tide yourself over or to take the edge off or to fill in any meals that you're missing. That is going to help a ton. If you have a vacation rental, that's usually very easy to do. Even if you have a hotel room, oftentimes you can get things like fruit or cheese, put them in the mini fridge, and that's going to help you from just having to run out to the closest restaurant or ice cream shop and fill your need. Secondly, you're obviously going to be eating differently when you travel, so you're going to have to make some adjustments. So for example, if you're used to eating 3 meals a day and you're on vacation, you might want to cut that back to 2 meals a day plus some snacks. Or if you're used to eating 3 meals a day and some snacks, you can have 3 meals a day and maybe don't have snacks. Give yourself some in-between time to digest your food so your body is not constantly trying to catch up. Lastly, cut your portions back because when we're on vacation, we're eating food that is probably going to be more calorie dense, higher in fat. So by reducing your portions, you're going to save on calories. I know I always say it's so important to look at the macro makeup of the food and not the calories. And that is true for the most part. But when you're on vacation, hitting the same amount of calories as you're used to, even if your macros are different, is going to help you stay on track. So for example, if you're used to having 1,600 calories in a day, but you keep your fat low under 60, you might not want to track while you're on vacation, but you can still generally keep your calories around 1600. And that's a lot easier to gauge than exactly how many macros you eat. So just be aware, and you don't have to be so strict about it, but just intuitively gauge how much you're eating to make sure that you're in alignment with what you normally do. You don't want to go too far up because it will definitely throw you off track. And when you get home, you're going to have a lot more work to do. So if this is too hard and you just don't want to do this, then you just want to look at the size or the amount of food that you're eating and make sure it is not too much larger in quantity than what you're used to eating. And that's going to keep you on track. An example of this for me would be, normally I eat lower fat, higher carb, and moderate protein. So it's pretty balanced. But when I go on vacation, I'm not going to eat low carb, and I might have alcohol, which I don't normally have in my diet. So the food is richer and I'm having alcohol. So even if I cut my calories, I'm still going to put myself over on my fat, on my macros. And so I need to be aware. The things that I do to counteract that are, I reduce my portion sizes, and instead of having 3 meals a day, I will only have 2. I also will not snack because I want to make sure that I'm really enjoying and I really am reaping the rewards from this amazing food and fun time. I don't want to feel like I'm just constantly having a party in my mouth. I specify what times I'm going to really enjoy myself. So it could be a special dinner one night, it could be a special brunch, but it's not going to be every single meal. I'm going to plan around that. Another thing to think about is your routines. For example, at home, you might have a routine where you wake up, have breakfast, go work out, or you have some sort of activity and daily habits that keep you feeling balanced and on track. So when you travel, a lot of times that goes out the window. I have some hacks for that I love. I mean, for me, for example, I don't feel like I have to work out when I'm on vacation. Although if you have a hotel gym or a fitness center, that's a great way to kind of counteract some of the stuff you're doing on vacation. Personally, I don't like to be in a gym on vacation. So what I will do is my favorite hack of doing push-ups before bed. And that really gets things moving, especially during your fasting window. And so when you wake up, you're already burning your fat. So 25 push-ups before bed, 25 push-ups when you wake up will really help get that food going that you ate the night before. Another thing that I do is I make sure that I try to walk as much as possible on vacation. Now, especially if it's a beautiful location or if it's conducive to walking, that just allows you to really experience the culture a lot more. And it actually is a great way to burn calories and stay in zone 2 and just see the area that you're visiting. If you have a place that you're visiting where there's not a lot of walking, you can do things like go somewhere and go on a hike, or go somewhere and go on a bike ride, or go somewhere and go swimming. Whatever it is, incorporating physical activity is going to be key in your vacation. I mean, if we're just sitting at the pool, eating the entire time, we're definitely going to have some trouble when we get home. Now, I'm not saying you can never do that, but if you are doing that, make sure you're doing my push-ups hacks, or at least hitting the gym at your hotel for a little bit. Go for a run on the beach, whatever it is. Do some burpees. Make sure you counteract that a little bit, because your body is responsive and it will respond to that. Another important thing is make sure you are hydrated on vacation. A lot of times we travel, we get dehydrated, and that will actually cause us to give in to cravings. We'll feel tired. We won't want to do activity. So staying hydrated actually helps you be more active. It helps you eat healthier, and it just helps you have more energy. So staying hydrated is going to be key. When you're choosing restaurants, you want to make sure that the restaurants you choose have balanced meals. So if you have a choice between a place with a buffet or a place that has balanced meals serving steak or fish, I would highly recommend going with the second place. Now, Again, if you want a buffet, it's your vacation. I'm just giving you these tips because I know how many people struggle when they get back from vacation with that at least 5-pound weight gain. So this is going to help you feel more satisfied, but also stay lean, and you'll be less likely to gain weight. So all of this tips and advice is really to help you stay connected to your body and stay connected to your lifestyle, because that is so important. I feel like we've gotten really far away from that. And when people do things like this, they're considered obsessive or compulsive, but it's not. You can do it in such a balanced, healthy way and still enjoy your vacation. Our body does not want to just all of a sudden go into the mode where we're giving it whatever it wants, not having any activity, drinking a lot of alcohol, not drinking enough water, sleeping in a new place, not exercising. That is not what our body wants. And it's not saying that you can not take a few days off, but you want to make sure you try to stay connected and pay attention to what your body needs. If you feel sluggish, go drink some water and go for a walk. If you feel tired, maybe rest and then later have a healthy meal. There are so many ways that on vacation you can stay connected to your routine. But most of all, I want to tell you, enjoy your trip because you deserve it. You deserve to relax. You deserve to explore and have fun. But just don't completely forget about your goals, because if you disconnect too much, it's going to be a lot harder to get back into your rhythm when you get home. You don't need to give up on your progress in order to enjoy your vacation. And remember, the reason why you wanted that progress was for your vacation, and you don't want to lose all of that. You can do both. So you can come home feeling proud, feeling rested, and still in alignment with the body and life you're building. That's the ultimate goal.
Thank you for watching this video. I really hope it helps you stay on track during vacation. And if you are looking for more support to help you have a solid food strategy for a lifetime of wellness, I invite you to hop on a free call with me today. You can get the link in my bio to book that. And you can have this support to create a lifelong strategy of wellness that is a skill you will never unlearn.